Hey, I don't know what's going on with my video.
Yo, there you go.
There he is. What's up, bud?
What's going on, man?
How you guys doing?
We're doing good, dude. Let me. I'm
trying to get it so it's not as dark. Here, I'll sit on the other side.
What's up? Oh, okay, cool. Rocking the hoodie, I see. I appreciate that.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
dude. Gotta send Baby Shay and Baby Keeks to college.
That's my man. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Josh Potter joins us now. This is a guy I was just explaining. You know, we've been trying to make this happen for a long time now. We were always going to kind of wait until you were in New York in person, but now with all this shit going on, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah, fucking COVID, man. It's ruined a lot this year, but this being one of them for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think it's got to be towards the bottom of your list, though, right? Oh, man, that flopped bad.
I thought for a second, I was like, boy, he's letting that one, he's just letting that linger. Really fucking you on that.
Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell's going on with my... That was on me, obviously, I guess.
We
right?
can hear you. I can't see video.
Yeah, I'm going with my screen now here. Start video. There we go.
That's much better.
Oh, yeah,
Before
you're
you looked
out.
like you were in a fucking like Al Qaeda cave. You looked like you were doing like a terrorist video. It was all dark. Now we're popping. Now I can see that beautiful face.
Yeah,
of
I don't know
yours.
what the hell happened there. Sorry about that. Is
No
the
problem,
audio
man.
okay?
Yeah, no, we're all good now.
All
So yeah,
Perfect.
this dates back to, I'm pretty sure maybe the first contact I ever had with you is I sent you a DM and I said, "What's with this whole not coming thing?" Which has got to be one of the weirder
Yeah,
openers.
that's a bizarre DM to send somebody.
Big time. Now, to be fair,
know,
when you were posting all over the internet that you can't come, and the mantra was "make Josh come," it's a little bit more normal. But in a
That's the
vacuum,
thing.
yes.
If that's a weird DM, that's the most common DM I get probably out of all of the DMs.
You're like an e-girl with people asking to buy your bathwater. It's just asking about your fucking ejaculation schedules.
My mom texting me happy Thanksgiving was more rare than me getting what's up with this cum situation. DM.
So for the people who don't know, if you're a fan of Tom and Bert and you keep up with all that circle, you certainly know. But for the people who don't know, what is up with your coming situation, Josh?
Well, I don't know if you guys are, because I know you guys talk about these kinds of things. Like, it's not a performance thing. It's like I still stay hard or whatever, and I can perform the acts, but then I'm just gone or something. I don't know what it is. I just never finish them. It's just like I was gonna say, Feidelberg, you have something similar, kind of, right?
100%, Josh. I'm completely with you here. In fact,
Okay, good.
Like I don't think it's that weird. I think it's like
no, you were just saying the other day, if you're hard, you're coming.
if I'm sober, I probably will.
Yeah.
If I'm drunk, I'll fake it probably every time.
But this is not a drunk thing. This I'll fake it every time.
No, it's not. Sometimes I just get high to like, so I could deal with it easier. Because when you're sober and you're having sex and that happens, it's like even more alarming for the woman, you know?
Mhm.
Like a lot of them, some of them, they're just like, what's wrong? You know, am I not pretty enough or whatever?
Yeah.
And you're just like, I guess not. I don't know what to tell you.
I feel
Gentlemen,
like,
fellas, don't say that.
I feel
Yeah,
like
Yeah, you're ugly, bitch.
women don't really get that like this sex isn't about you at all.
At all.
And like when women who get like they like, oh, I like it's a compliment when a guy comes fast. Nothing to do with you.
And when I don't come at all, nothing to do with
The
you.
hottest person I ever had sex with came just as fast as I always do.
Yeah,
it has
it's nothing.
to do with this is 100% a me activity.
Yep.
You're a spectator here.
You are nothing. You mean nothing.
When they're hot, sometimes I think it's going to be even worse because I feel like I need to improve. But I'm learning more with reps and things. So that's the one problem. You just didn't monetize it, but you commodify not being able to come, because boy, oh boy, when women are presented with a chance to find out if they are up to the task or not, that's for sure.
Yeah, that. So I mean, so Tom threw you like the ultimate alley-oop, the best wingman I've ever seen in my life, being like, if you're a girl
Hell
and
yeah.
you think you can do it, like, fuck this guy. I mean, and then that happened, right? There was, I mean, the red
A
carpet
lot,
was rolled
yeah, it
out, and you just
happened.
fucked a bunch of chicks who were like, I'll make you come.
Yeah, I mean, so people are always like, no fucking way this guy's getting laid or whatever. I'm as shocked as you are. Okay, folks? I mean, it is not something that I've ever expected, you know. I did radio back in Buffalo before I was a part of Your Mom's House and all this other stuff. And so when you're on the radio, like you have like this local sort of fame going on, and you can kind of maneuver that into some things. But other than, I mean, I have not seen anything like this, and I doubt many have, to be quite honest with you, in terms of just like the DMs and the volume of it all and everything. It's been wild for sure. It's been a wild year.
I mean,
some
of the.
I mean, you guys get a little bit of the DM action. You know, the DM perils, the pitfalls,
sure.
You know.
But I think there's something to the challenge aspect where you had almost the way he was just saying the sex is not about, you know, you. In this case, they're trying to prove it to themselves, I feel like. They're like, yeah, whoever this guy is, whatever Tom says, so I'm going to make it fucking come. And there was some very attractive girls in there, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I mean, there were some girls, you know, who were above your pay grade.
All the girls are above my pay grade most of the time, you think. Like, that is not speaking out of turn. That is my brand, okay? So, yeah, I mean, I'm well aware, and yeah, no, it's been remarkable, as a matter of fact. But it's more of like, it's been very weird. Like now, through, you know, like you go through the fire and everything like that, you start to figure out like what you want. Now it's like, do I want a girlfriend? Maybe I kind of do now. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe that's the like missing link.
Yeah,
like maybe I have to be like in love to come.
your dick is basically Excalibur, and
yes.
you got to find your King Arthur.
Right. Maybe that's
We're trying to pull the sword from the stone.
Josh, maybe you are just the most romantic fucking guy in the world. And it's, you know, it's like, what's that Disney movie where it's like, you got to get a kiss from your one true love. Like you gotta fuck the pussy that you love, Josh.
That's all the Disney movies, and that's why I'm trying to pitch to Disney, you know, like this is a good trope to go down, you know. The true love's kiss can make me jizz finally. You know?
How many times have you come in this saga? Do you come? Are you coming?
There was breaking news a couple of weeks ago on the show where I did in fact over COVID come once into a mouth without the aid of myself.
Into a mouth is so much weird. It's like they say, like there's a difference between pissing in a pool and pissing in the pool.
Yes.
Like that's how it sounds. Like I'm coming into the mouth.
And that was like the only one. So I mean, this started a decent time ago. So we're talking, I don't know, like almost a couple years or 18 months of you just banging all these girls and just not finishing.
Right. I finished myself, you know, onto them.
Okay.
What's the word? Like exteriorly, you know.
Yeah.
From the outside in, but nothing. It's all about the whole key is being inside and then, you know, expounding it inside of them. But not a vagina yet. We've only had a mouth. That's why some people say that counts, and I'm willing to agree with them, you know, if it needs more research, you know. It's like the vaccine.
For, you know, with the vaccine
though, you know, we have 95% efficacy. We need to keep going. We need to keep experimenting.
Those people who say it doesn't count into the mouth are the same girls who were like 15 being like, sucking dick means I'm still a virgin.
Yes, it doesn't count against my number. Yeah, right, you are. My rule was always like, you're either sucking or fucking. Like if a guy's like, oh, I hooked up with the girl, and it's like, you made out with her, dude. Like, come on. I think there's got to be some sucking or some fucking involved.
For sure. But once sucking becomes involved, then you're
it's,
going to hell.
So,
what about some fingers? What about fingers? You don't throw fingers in that category? You need some dick action to be involved in.
You know what?
I mean,
I don't
guess,
know that I would.
Well, all right, it depends. I think the finger situation, like, let's say, I don't know, you're in like a bathroom bar, and this is, you know, back when the world was a real place, and you're like hot and heavy, and you slide a finger in or something. I don't know if I would say, but if you like, you know, if you do the old push on their stomach and you're making them come and squirt everywhere, then I think that probably counts twice. That counts more than your average sex, I think.
Dude, one of my first times ever fingering a person was right before a hockey game. I was in high school. I was probably sophomore. And I fingered a girl right before a game, and I was like in our dorm, and I like ran up to the rink. It was like kind of late. Just got dressed real fast. Came in between periods after the first and took my gloves off. and I thought I'd gotten slashed in the fingers and was bleeding just because I had never looked at my hand. She was on her period.
Oh my God!
I was like looking for the cut like a fucking soldier in Afghanistan. I'm like, where's the wound? We gotta cauterize it. It was no wound.
At least you had an excuse. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I was playing hockey. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, holy shit! What a savage she is.
I know.
Like, give me a heads up, girl. What a savage you are. You were just running around with no.
It was like it was like a weird thing because I had just transferred into the school, and then like one of the seniors on the team was like, "You got to finger a girl before the game tonight," and I was like, "Okay." He's like the captain, and I was like, I will." So I was like trying to close the deal, and then like got a little kiss, a little finger in action, and then like ran up to the rink late. Like I don't know, I just never looked down. It was nighttime. I just got dressed fast.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, it wasn't like soaked. Like I would have noticed soaked in blood, but it was a solid amount of blood there.
Jesus.
What a weird hazing, by the way. They're like, you have to finger a girl.
Yeah, or I was gonna get fucking paddled if I didn't.
yeah. But it's like, oh, twist my arm.
Yeah.
Twist my arm to finger a girl.
Right.
It's wild. We've all had horror movie though instances, right? I mean, like I've had there was a girl that I fucked on 4th of July, like in a park in the daytime, like under a blanket. And then all of a sudden I'm like walking home and I looked down and I thought I like spilled beer on me or something. I don't know what, but it was like dark, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it was blood. She had her period and didn't tell me in the park. You know, we're having public sex.
That again, like savage behavior. I'm all for it in certain.
Someone with my dick.
Yeah.
It
was what it looked like.
I have two. I had the one where this was on the Blackout tour back in the old days of Barstool, and we were in the D.C. area. It might have been in Maryland, and I slept with a girl, and she was gone when I woke up. And it was like literally like Godfather. Like I woke up like looking for like the horse head at the bottom of the bed. It was fucking everywhere. And like we'd gotten drunk the night before, and I was like, what the fuck happened? I was again looking for cuts on myself before I realized, oh, this is uterine wall. And then but then the next night we were still in town, so I slept in the other bed. But I got drunk again and fell asleep on a candy bar, and it melted. So I had to leave notes on both sheets for the cleaning lady being like, look, this one is blood, but it didn't kill anybody. This one is just candy. It's not poop, I promise. And then the other one was we were in high school, and we were at a party. We were actually in Watch Hill, which is where Taylor Swift lives now. And we were like, college kids had come to this party. They were actually, a college team played at our high school rink. And then some of the players like coached our JV team, and those kids came to the party. They were like sophomores in college, came to like our sophomore and high school party. Mm-hmm. And I went upstairs to like looking for a bathroom or whatever it was I was doing. And I went into a room and it was pitch black, and I could just see two legs up and a head down in them. And the kid turned around and went, "Shut the door." And he had his fucking wings on. He looked like he was at fucking Buffalo Wild Wings without a towelette.
I can't.
It was like, it looked like a horror movie because it was just enough light to see what it was, but the lights were out in the room. So it looked like in a horror movie when you like in fucking Stranger Things when the Demogorgon kind of gets caught and turns around.
Oh my God.
It's like Walking Dead when you find out he turned into a zombie because he looks up at you and he's been eating a face, you know?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, all of this.
It takes a special savage to do that.
All of it is savage behavior. Like fucking in a park when she doesn't tell you, I mean, there are girls who
But the mouth I put on him, because you could taste blood.
Yes, yeah,
You're
no
having
doubt.
sex with it.
But also, I mean, how many girls are nervous to sometimes let guys go down on them? Just their regular pussy. They're like, I'm self-conscious. Let alone when I'm pouring blood out. I mean, that is... I mean, and it's chunky and dark.
You gotta fucking pull the tampon out with his teeth, like you're opening one of those fucking one of those jars that are hard to open.
God almighty.
There are those dudes though.
There are
those dudes. I call them Jaws, man. They smell like chum in the water, and they're fucking.
Let me tell you this much. You willingly go down on a girl who's got her period, you're a fucking sex addict and an animal. You have fucking problems and you need to go
or a vampire.
You are a savage.
Or you feed off blood. I mean, that is how desperate could you be for some pussy? How into someone could you be that you're like, yes, I want to eat the lining of your vagina. I mean, that is disgusting.
I'm gonna say this, dude. Dude, I don't even think vampires. If you asked a vampire like
no.
the best blood to eat, they'd be like, I don't even fuck with period blood. Like, that's like,
Yeah, vampires are like me on Thanksgiving. Like, no dark meat for me. Thank you very much.
yeah. Like, what am I, a fucking peasant? I don't eat period blood.
I've either been like aware it was happening and it was like an agreed upon, we understand, like it's okay, or I've caught like the tail end or the very beginning. I've never been full blown surprised by the catastrophe. But you know what? I mean, it definitely feels different. You can tell.
Yeah, you think you're killing it.
Yeah, when you're like, ooh, girl, ooh, girl, you real wet. And then you turn the light on, you're like, oh, no.
Now I have to shower.
Yeah, you do. You do have to shower. It's a whole fucking thing. God damn.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's like a horror movie.
Have you even, are you even trying to get to the bottom of this? Or you just not even care anymore because you're just fucking, who cares?
I have tried to get to the bottom of it.
What
like,
Dr. Drew had to, you probably,
yeah.
What did Dr. Drew say?
Yeah, I was like, was I like molested or something? And I don't know, or something. He's like, no, you know, he's like, no, there's nothing like that. He's like, this isn't say molestation or anything. There's no trauma attached to this. It's just that you might just need a connection with a person. And I was like, that sucks. You know?
Fuck that. But that seems like you wouldn't be able to get hard.
I'd rather been molested.
Yeah.
What's that?
I feel like if it was something where you truly needed to connect, you just wouldn't even be in, like the sex wouldn't even happen. You wouldn't even get hard. You'd be like, I'm not into this person. But to not be, and it feels good, like your dick's like enjoying it.
Well, I'm still
right?
a man, you know.
Yeah.
I still like tits and shit, you know. So that makes me
have
hard,
you considered maybe you're gay?
I guess it's just something about giving them my love.
What about if you come for a guy?
Listen, people, that's out of the other, you know, the first question is about the cum that I get in DMs. The second question is maybe you're gay.
Yeah.
And to think I haven't thought of that is ludicrous. I mean, like, if I were gay, I would just be gay. If I were gay, I'd own Hollywood right now. It would be like, I'd love to be gay in this world. I mean, shit. Being gay looks the coolest. You could be like, what's up, Steve? You want to go suck each other's dicks? Okay, let's go. And then you do it.
They just fuck everywhere. We're in the gym. I'll blow you. We're at the party. I'll blow you. I'll fuck you. I'll fuck you on the street. It's like.
I think I remember that being a big thing during the start of COVID in New York when they were closing gyms and like gay guys were like, well, we're going to fuck each other.
How are we going to fuck? I mean.
Wait, closing 24-hour fitness?
They stopped travel too, so they couldn't go tap their foot in a fucking bathroom at an airport either. You know, I mean, hell, they're blowing each other in airports, the grossest places in the world.
Amazing. They just do whatever they really want, and because they're all like, yeah, this is cool. There's no stigma, there's no judgment. And then, you know, as Bert and Tom have been exploring, they give each other the best gifts. I mean, I'm just like, I wish I was fucking gay. The only thing holding me back from being gay is the dick, you know? It's the blowing of the dick and the having to get fucked in the butt.
I don't even know if it's the dick. I think it's the kiss in a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. Oh, what's that about?
Feel that grizzle on me.
Girls who like beers perplex me. Like, why? What's to like about this? It's like pubes on your face.
That's what I don't understand either. They get soft after a little while, but even that's weird if it were to kiss a soft beard. Yeah. I don't know. It's not for me. I wish, like I said, I wish it was that easy. I wish the answer was that I was gay. I would fucking totally, I'd be like, all right, I'm out. I'd have a party.
Yeah.
I'd tweet about it and get every celebrity to cheer me on forever.
Yeah, I feel
I'd
like
be on the
it's
cover of a fucking magazine.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, and I'm sure, you know, it's more complicated than that, especially if you have, I don't know, family issues or whatever. But when I see people who are like struggling to come out, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just fucking do it. It's gonna be great. I promise you.
I'm not discounting the plight of being a gay man or anything like that. I'm just saying from where I'm sitting, it looks pretty dope.
Right. That's like,
amazing.
It's like the people who, you know, I think they're few and far between now, but the people who still think it's a choice. And it's like, really, dude? You're fucking choosing to be married to that bitch Meredith?
Yeah.
If you could make a choice, that's the one you choose. Yeah. It's not a fucking choice, bro.
God, you know how much we would kill it right now? Like, forget about if I was gay all along. If I just right now came out as gay, be the biggest headline. Like after 10 years of like talking and blogging as a straight guy, I'm just gay now. We'd be famous. Let's get gay.
And also be considered brave.
Yeah, I'd be a hero. Come
And
on.
when you're gay, you get to say things you don't get to say now.
Oh,
like
you have such a free pass.
We have our a blogger here, Pat, and he always says he's like, I'm so lucky I'm gay because I'd be canceled. I'd been canceled 50 times by now if I wasn't.
Whatever he wants, man. We have Snooki from the Jersey Shore. Her co-host, his name's Joey. He comes in here and he's like, "Ooh, I want to suck everybody's cock in here. I'll fuck all of you." He just walking through an office, a place of work. "I'll fuck you. I'll suck your cock. You got a nice ass." Like, what is going on?
And we're all like popping it, like, "Yeah, thanks, Joe."
Hey, Joey. We love it. It's crazy.
That's why I wish like if I could go back in time and be a little voice for Aaron Hernandez. Like, think about how different it could have been if he would have just come out and been gay, and like he'd be on the $20 bill right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and what's more, Tom Brady would have at least 2 more Super Bowls.
Oh, Tom would have loved it. I mean, everybody.
He catches a touchdown in the Super Bowl and then runs to the end of the end zone and makes out with a dude. Like, how fucking iconic would that be? That would be iconic.
Slapping Tom on the ass. Like, if a player that good came out as gay, you run the league, you run sports, it's the end all be all. Instead, he murdered like 60 people.
Yeah, his closetedness drove him to murder people to overcompensate, when in actuality, he could have been a folk hero.
Yeah. I think the angel dust played a part, too.
The heavy drugs, yeah. But I know, especially certain backgrounds and cultures, all that shit makes it tough. But to think that it was like, well, I could either just tell people, I'm going to murder everyone. That's a big
kill everyone
swing.
with even an idea.
Right. Anybody who even maybe would joke about it, I'll murder them in very openly.
I'm just going to kill everyone who's heard of homosexuality.
It's crazy. Just be gay, man. Be gay.
Someone
2020.
just makes a joke like, "Nice drink you're ordering there, Nancy," and he's like, "What'd you fucking say to me?" And then they just get shot at an intersection.
That is literally what happened.
Yeah.
Someone bumped into Aaron, spilled his Cosmo on him. He saw it was a red stain. He's like, "Fuck, they know what it is. It's what Samantha drinks."
So you'll just continue, fucking people until maybe you come again. I mean, the one girl who did, whose mouth you did come into, that must have been a fucking like celebration. And I'm assuming she's aware of the whole situation, so she was probably like, "Fuck yeah, I did it."
Oh yeah, she knows she's a champ. She knows she's a real
one of a kind.
She's top tier. She is. She's a unicorn for sure.
So is that the one though? You just keep going back to that well?
No. I mean, maybe for like a time or two that'll be fun, but it's not a like forever situation. Let's just put it that way.
That's a tough, like, in any scenario, it's tough to, maybe have the talk about like, are we something? But if you're a girl and a guy who notoriously cannot come, you finally make him come, and he's still like, well, I'm still gonna see other girls.
Well,
that's a tough.
She's on the same page. She doesn't necessarily want this to be a forever thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she knows the deal. She knew what she signed up for. She even told me, she goes, "If it happens to happen inside the vagina, I know there's a CVS around the corner. Like, there's no way this is happening." So she's game for all of it.
Love it. So how did you end up falling in with Tom and your mom's house, Christina, and like the whole gang? Because I'll tell you what, out of everybody in the podcasting world and the comic world, I mean, that is way up there at the top of the list of the people you want to fall in with. It's it's royalty in the comedy world and the podcast world.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, I've been doing comedy since 2008 and just doing the road and stuff. And I just thought I was going to do fire halls and bullshit like that for the rest of my life. I was like, that's cool, whatever. I was on the radio. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I thought that would just be my life forever, making like rinky-dink local content. And then I worked with Tom one weekend at a club. And just like, I've had weekends where I worked with guys that we like hang out and have a great rapport, and like we go to dinner and blah, 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 and nothing ever happens from it. This was just completely normal and cordial of a weekend. And all of a sudden Tom started calling me and being like, "Do you want to come do this weekend? Do you want to come do this weekend?" Wow. And this is before he was like selling tickets and stuff. And then I watched, Netflix specials and his career skyrocket. And then all of a sudden the shows got bigger and bigger. And then he just made a pitch to me. He's like, if you move to LA, I'll give you the rest of my tour. Back in like 2017, he said that. And so I was like, I'm not going to say no to that. So obviously I moved to LA. And after that tour was done, there was nothing beyond that, like set in stone. I had to get a job out here. I was just trying to get past at clubs and stuff. And then he told me at the end of 2018, he was starting a studio and asked me if I wanted to work there. I had no fucking idea what I would do there. And here we are. Now I've got a show on the channel and everything. And it's bananas, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why he picked me to do those things. I have zero idea. I mean, I hope it's because I'm funny or something, but
doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Who cares, Josh?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck ever reason he has is good enough for me,
Sure.
you know? Yeah,
exactly.
It's crazy.
The show just started up. Brand new show on his own channel. Like, it's weird starting a podcast like with the opposite problem being like, usually you start a podcast and you're getting going and you're trying to build an audience. This one, the audience is there. Now I have to like keep them there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so it's like a whole nother.
There's pressure in that. There's a lot of pressure. Like, I mean, we did KFC radio for years. Like this is when it was just once a week and podcasts weren't that big of a thing. Probably for like 10,000 people at the most. I mean, just plugging away. And like, I don't know. I never had enough like foresight to be like, all right, and then we're gonna get it to 25, and then we're gonna get to like da. I was just kind of like, I don't know, we're gonna keep doing this, and maybe something's gonna happen, you know. But so I was always able to kind of fall back for two things. One, for like material, if you will. I'd be like, we could say whatever the fuck we want because like no one's really listening, and also it was like a built-in excuse where, you know, it'd be like, yeah, well, this is just like a thing on the side we're doing. It's not like that important, whatever. But in your case, it's like you got a name attached to it. You've got their reputations attached to it. You have an audience right away that's listening. It's champagne problems, but it's definitely a dynamic that you have to like be aware of.
Yeah, 100%. And now, I mean, it is all that I have, considering the fact that road dates are off the table. Right. And so it's like I'm putting my all into it. And we're about 10 episodes deep, 11 episodes now. And it's mostly a solo podcast, so it all falls on my shoulders.
That's not easy, man. There's very few people that can do that. So I tip my cap to just, you know, have somebody to riff off of is usually almost necessary for, I'd say, like 99% of people out there. So I commend you for that.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I have we have like a staff that works there that I can, play to. So there's at least people around that you can play to and things like that. So that's cool. And I'm doing guests once a month, like special episodes with guests that are in studio. And we just had Rob Eiler from The Sopranos on.
I was going to say, you just had AJ on, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious, dude. I mean, I know you guys had him on at some point too, right?
Yeah, part of my take.
Through your halls at one point.
Yeah.
He's a big stooly guy. So
yeah.
I mean, he was so much fun to have on as a guest. And it's weird. It's actually weirder doing it with a guest than it is doing it alone. I mean, I'm sure you guys know once, you have your rapport with each other and sometimes you throw in another element and it kind of could either throw it off or it adds to it. You know what I mean? It depends on how things go.
So it's been a little bit. Are you technically like employed by, your mom's house productions or like you're an employee over there? So I feel like
I was, basically, Nadav and I were employees 1 and 2, and I don't know why. I mean, Nadav is the guy who runs everything there. Like, he is the guy who runs all the behind-the-scenes stuff and hires the other people and does all the technical stuff. And I don't really know why I was hired. So, like, out of the gate, like I said, like, I was helping out whatever I could. I was, like, putting together desks and, like, chairs and shit, like, getting packages from the mail and stuff, basically, and then Tom would just ask me like, what do you think of this bit or whatever? And then that would be what I would get paid to do, I guess, So, I mean, I would take a fucking bullet for both Tom and Christina, like, hands down, I'm loyal to a T. So
I feel like YMH is kind of like a, doing like a Barstool type thing where it's like a YMH Productions now is going to be multiple shows, like a network, multiple employees, the live show elements. Like it's a whole enterprise now that I feel like has unlimited potential with the amount of success they've already had,
Yeah, I'd say it's like a more aiming for a boutique sort of version. I don't know that that Tom wants to get that.
I don't think it'll be like a media conglomerate, but just the idea of you can just be, if you make it, you can just be I'm a comic and I have my own podcast and we make a shit ton of money. Or it can be like, and now I want to bring you under the umbrella and we're gonna produce this and we're gonna do that, and they seem to be taking it, a step further. So somewhere in that middle ground, which I think is like such a sweet spot, like Dave's got to fucking run like a company, and but also, do you want to just be like, I do my podcast and my shows and that's it? If you want something a little bit more but don't want the stress and responsibility, your mom's house is like right there doing they're the blueprint,
And you guys know I'm a fan of what you guys do over there, so it's like I look to that as like inspiration, obviously, when we're doing like things over here.
I don't know about that. Maybe the other guys. Look at the other groups. I don't know about this over here. I know you also you've been trying to get the gaming Twitch streaming going. I saw you played.
Well, I have nothing else going on, man. I'm streaming hours upon hours. Like it's helpful for like I have no open mics, I have no sets.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm running material on there or anything, but it's an outlet to just talk thoughts out. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm writing jokes from it or anything, but it's given me an outlet. And there's like, 80 people watching or something like that. It's nothing huge, but I think about it in terms of like, if I went out to do a mic tonight, or if I went to a bar show to go run a set, there would probably be 20 people, there, 30 people. So it's more than that, but you're missing you're seeing the chat and all of that, but you're missing the interaction, like the direct laughter. That there's nothing that will ever replace that.
We had an email, an internal email here the other day that was talking about the written blog, getting back to like making sure there's enough blogs. And did you read this? Nate had a line that was
I did not. He sent it at like 11 p.m. on Friday.
It was a terrible time.
It was outrageous time to send a work email.
But he had a line that was like, if you post it here, it's like being it's like you're performing in front of like a small club. If you post it here, it's like you're performing in front of a theater. And if you post it on the blog, it's like you're getting an arena's worth of people. I think it was basically saying like the idea of, I know you want to be on video and I know you want to be out there, but the blog still has like zillions of fucking people watching. But it is interesting to when you see some of these streaming numbers that maybe are low comparatively to other YouTube numbers or other vloggers or whatever. But if you were doing jokes before 100, 200 people, even 500 people, that would be a big night. That'd be a big deal.
Yeah.
And instead we kind of like poo-poo it on the internet, but like there's a lot of value in even that number too.
Yeah, and it's helped me, supplement that need of like having that outlet. It's also helped supplement some of the income I've lost from gigs I've lost this year. And that's been nice too. And it's so funny. Like I started out, I was doing like Major League Baseball, the show. Like I do just sports games, and people fucking hate sports. It's so weird. Like in our world, there are people that just hate sports for whatever reason. So they get pissed that I play only sports games. But I started out with my career in Major League Baseball, the show, and then
I remember watching it. You are a good promoter in the sense that you're like Potter's the best fucking player in the league, man. Like I'm the MVP. I hit like 7 home runs last night. I was like watching. I'm like following your career on Instagram. Like what the fuck am I doing? What's going on here?
There's that, and then like it's so funny because then I saw like I was doing that, and then I started doing where like I bought the Bills, and I was going to be the Bills owner. And because the Bills are my favorite football team. And then I saw, Big Cat's doing Doug's, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, that was
like this team. Yeah, and he's got like this team making videos and shit. And I'm over here making videos on my phone, like while I ride the bus. And I'm like,
that had
I'm doing
to be
my shitty voiceovers and shit.
That for the true gamers of the world, the people who have been on Twitch, since Twitch started, putting blood, sweat, and tears into their franchises and their streams, trying to get up to, like I said, 500, 1,000 people. And then Dan just strolls in and overnight has like 250,000 people watching him. I mean, that must have been
I understand.
Fucker.
I don't even give a fuck about the gamer people, or like, I understand the numbers differential too. It was just so like discouraging, like seeing like the video production team he had, and he's got like magazine covers.
I'm like, Josh, he found a human. He found a human to promote that was his coach. I mean, it was the ultimate, the perfect
it was
storm.
one of those things where I go, I have to step up my fucking game here. This is the big leagues. But yeah, though, the human, I mean, he's doing great too. I see him doing Christmas carols and shit.
Yeah,
over there.
yeah, he's a great guy too. A really nice dude.
You guys really find the people. I love how you do it.
All right, speaking of stepping up to the big leagues, it's time for Answer the Internet. You ready?
Oh, I'm down. Let's go.
Fucking ready?
Hell yeah.
This is a very interesting one for you, considering I don't even know what goes through your mind when you're fucking, because you're probably just sitting there going like, please come, please come, please come. Would you rather your girlfriend be able to read your thoughts during sex or all the time except during sex?
During sex, 100%. Because they're about her at that point, at least I can,
Well,
she'll catch a couple that are about her, whether good or bad. At least they'll be about her.
You think? I mean, you've never closed your eyes and thought of an ex or another girl or another, a fantasy girl?
I don't do that necessarily. I don't really do that actually, because it's more about just like, I don't know. I never really did that, but I definitely could assure you that outside of sex, if they were to enter my mind, they would see some really negative things about them, real bad PR happening in those moments.
They're like, and they're not even like particularly angry things. It's just like, God, I wish you would stop moving in bed. I'm trying to fall. Like it's just like
little things.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, am I disturbing you? Like, no, I wish you couldn't hear my thoughts.
Yeah, they would hear so often like, why are your clicky sounds on your keyboard on your phone?
Yeah.
Like I would just be like, what kind of imbecile puts the clicky sounds of their keyboard on?
Yeah, right.
That's all I can.
Just little things.
Or do you understand how loud your nails are? Like, why don't you cut those? Because I can hear those clacking away.
Let it out, John. Let it all out, bud.
I had a girlfriend who used to like hum in the morning when she would be getting ready, like a Disney princess almost. And I liked it at first. I'm like, oh my God, she's like a Disney princess. I pictured like animated birds flying around her. But by like 2 weeks in, I was like throwing things at her. I'm like, will you shut the fuck up? I'm trying. I don't wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I get up at 9:30. I have a big boy job, okay? I get up at 9:30 and go record my podcast. How about you let me get my fucking beauty sleep, please? Okay, what movie most recently made you cry?
What movie? You know what? I don't know what movie, but that fucking commercial they keep playing on Sunday Night Football with the little stuffed animal strapped to the grill of the truck. I cry every fucking time that plays. You know what I'm talking about?
So you got real depression, huh? You know you're fucked up when you're crying at commercials. I had that happen once. It was an insurance commercial, and I was just like, oh boy, we gotta call the therapist and move this appointment up real quick.
I ordered a lot of Sad Boy merch during Black Friday sale.
All right.
We actually had Gary Goldman on Tuesday, and we were talking about the Great Depression. And he was like, yeah, no, it'd always been a dream of mine to monetize my mental illness. And I was like, we're selling great sweatshirts over here, Gary.
Making a killing, bud. Come on down, All right, there is a 4-stall bathroom with a glory hole in each stall. Behind 3 of them is a super hot chick. Behind 1 of them is a dude. Are you putting your dick in the glory hole?
Yeah.
That's easy.
I mean, do you know it? I mean, here's the thing. Do they reveal themselves at the end of it?
How about yes? Yeah.
Once you finish, you hear "good enough, bro."
I mean, like you're putting it in, and 3-1. I could tell right away if it's a hot girl to a dude. I feel like.
You think?
Is it a dude who's done this before?
Yes. Let's say it's a gay guy. Yeah. And I bet you gay guys suck
then it would
dick.
Then it would be tough. Then that would be tough. But you know what? You might get surprised. You might go like, that was one hell of a blowjob. And then go, oh, it's the guy. Yeah, why not? Just throw your dick in there.
I feel like the average gay guy probably sucks dick better than the average straight girl.
I know a couple of women who have gone to those, like, remember in that, I forget what film it was, 40-Year-Old Virgin maybe? I don't remember which one, but Andy Dick does the
party.
Yeah. Those are real. Women go to those.
Well,
I've heard of those.
I think a lot probably have to, because in my experience, I don't think I'm sure I've had like a bad blowjob or whatever, but like just even in watching porn, you can watch a porn and be like, I mean, she's just putting her mouth on it. That's not even a blowjob. And that's a professional.
But I feel like girls need to do that as like like you should be able to tell if a guy is lying to you, being like, that's the best blowjob I've ever had. It's like, put on some porn. Does it look like that? If it doesn't, then he's probably lying to you.
Yeah.
Then it probably stinks, you know?
Well, some women really just don't. They think they're good at it and they're not, and then some just aren't good at it. So like I would imagine, like you said with the gay guy thing, here's the worst case scenario. You put your dick in the glory hole, it's the guy, he blows your brains out, and then you go like, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Or you fucking, I don't see a downside.
Well, I don't know. Maybe then it's in your head, but it's like maybe you're chasing the dragon for the rest of your life. Like, man, if I ever want head like that again, I gotta go gay.
I gotta call Carl.
I get how you said like some girls are good, some girls are bad. I get if you can't deep throat or like any of that shit. But also, I think it's objectively easy to give good head. I feel like I would suck a dick.
It's a sign of intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like real daffy girls, they're like, I'm gonna suck your dick, and then they're just like really bad at it. You know what I'm saying? But then like, it's also a personality thing. It's just like you can tell, just like the empty 2-dimensional girl that has really nothing there is gonna suck your dick bad. But the one who's like fucking. There are dumb girls that are savages where you're like, holy shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just think it's
for the most part,
it's something to be like, I want to try to blow this guy's dick really good. And I've like seen porn. I know how to do it. So I'm going to do it. It's like they're attacking a job at work. So just make it a mess. Just make it a fucking mess and whack it around and do all sorts of different shit to it.
I think the problem is girls get so defensive about it. Where like every girl's like, no, I give great head. Whereas like, I think most guys like, I fucking suck at sex.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna get drunk. I fucking stink.
I'm pretty mediocre.
Maybe if we're texting, I'll say some things that probably aren't gonna end up happening. But
definitely.
but most of the time, if we're just talking, I'm like, look, it's gonna be fine.
It's average.
Like you're not gonna call your friends and be like, I just saw God. You're not gonna fucking run out of the room either. It's gonna be fucking.
But
fine.
I think most girls do get lied to at some point. Like, that was the best I've ever had.
You guys are both pretty tall though. So here's the thing: when you look at me, you have low expectations when it comes to sex. Like you're just like, this is gonna be weird or whatever. I don't even know. So I always come into it just like accepting those low expectations, and then like all I have to be is just satisfactory, and it's like, holy shit,
right?
But
look at you,
dude.
You know what I mean?
One of my favorite stories ever is I got 2 buddies. I got a couple of buddies, mostly 2, and one's pretty short and one's quite tall. It's probably like 5'8" and 6'4", something like that. And the 6'4" guy was talking to a girl in a bar one night, very pretty girl, and they're hitting off and they're going real well. And the short guy steps in between the two of them, looks her dead in the eye. He goes, look at me. Look at him. Everything in his life has been handed to him. I'm going to fucking break your bed because I need to fucking earn it. And he went home with her. She was like, all right. I mean, I got to see what this is all about.
It's a good sell.
Yeah,
it's a good sell.
Every girl just hands themselves to him. I got to work for it.
You got to earn it.
That's that bagel boss energy right there.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. If you could fuck anyone you wanted, but they die immediately after, who do you pick?
I'd pick Tommy Lahren.
That's a great one.
Answer.
I mean, I don't know if I want her to die, but that is a good one.
I don't even care about her political career. I just know that like people wouldn't be mad at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I don't know actually. I mean, you know,
Jay Cutler might be mad at me. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't he fucking her now?
There was rumors about it. Yeah. Like the 2A people might get mad at you, but there'd be a lot of other people be like, whatever.
But also the 2A people are the people you don't want to piss off.
Yeah, they're the ones with the guns.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're sick of her too, though. They'd be like, yeah, thanks. She was kind of bothering me anyway. Good for you. They'd be like, they'd fist bump me about fucking her too. You know? But I feel bad. I don't want you to die, Tommy Lahren. I think you're hot.
She is hot. She is very hot.
You are probably really fun to hang out with, and I don't want you to. I feel bad saying I want anyone to die, but that's what I just want to fuck her that bad. Probably. That's really it. Let's spin it that way.
Would you rather have all music or all TV be in Spanish?
Ooh. Well, I'm gonna go blind someday probably, so I'm gonna say TV.
What's up with the eye situation? What do you got there?
I got macular degeneration, and it led to a bunch of detached retinas, and then eventually I lost my sight in my right eye altogether, which blows. Yeah. But totally it's whatever. Yeah, it's fine now.
So you got to rock those all the time?
Yeah. 24/7.
No, there's no like. Is it that there's no contacts that even replicate that, or you just choose to wear them?
No, I mean the contact thing would be weird because then I've got this just weird eye. I mean, it's just like cover it up. You know what I'm saying?
Why
like,
don't you go with the eye patch?
Somebody's brought that up to me too, but it's like you're in Starbucks with a fucking eye patch. You got little kids looking at you. I don't want to draw any more attention than I need to. You know what I mean?
The eye patch, I think, every time I see someone with an eye patch, and it's very rare, but there's a nice. What was the guy's name? Was it Mysterious? The guy who wrote the book, The Game.
Mystery.
The Peacock guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
he would pop one on every now and then for fun. Yeah.
There's a mystery. There's a certain
you have a story to go with it.
Something to the eye patch.
Yeah.
You're like, all right,
Yeah,
I might be
also
scared.
like,
I might be turned on. I'm not sure. I'll figure it
yeah, but
out.
you see a guy like that at like Rite Aid, you're like, all right, relax. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they just look sad. You're like, oh my God, was he in a war? You know what I mean? Like you don't.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, these questions are flying through their head. You know?
That's
true.
I think the eye patch, if you're going to go eye patch, you got to start rocking like 3-piece suits. Because the eye patch and sweatpants is a little like, what's he have?
That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But the eye patch and like a 3-piece suit, you're like, that is
classing it up.
That dude's like in a league of extraordinary gentlemen.
Right.
There's something to
now
that
you're
guy.
talking a whole lot of effort, though. It's just one of these things where it's like, I just want to go about life and just be as invisible as possible.
That's
and
the fucking
I already
game, baby.
have a hard time doing that. Yeah, I already have a hard time doing that. Now I'm going to put an eye patch on. Are you fucking kidding me?
This is one that maybe you kind of maybe you've experienced this. Have any of the girls that you've fucked through Make Josh come on the show and talked about it?
Yeah.
Because this question here is: would you fuck a porn star if afterwards she held a press conference on your performance? So you've gone through this before.
I mean, I haven't. I've done both the things separate from one another. So,
what, you fucked a porn star and then you've had a girl give the press conference? Yeah.
Separately. Yeah.
Did she give a good review of you?
The girl on the air. I mean, it's available. I don't remember what episode it was. I think it's even a clip on the YMH Clips channel. But
was she like hooking you up, or was it an honest? Was she pumping you up?
I think
on
it
purpose?
was. She had no reason. She had no reason to lie. I mean, like, yeah. So I mean, it wasn't like it was like, she could have very well tore me apart if she wanted to. I said, like, feel free. I don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no one's expecting a good report card here. You know what I mean? So,
yep. The ultimate, like, keep the expectations low here, you know?
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind any woman who I've slept with talking about it afterwards. I really wouldn't at all. In fact, I would encourage it. Like, I wouldn't mind if they went about.
I think the more they talk, the more, as long as it's not like a catastrophically bad review.
No.
Have a girl be like, it was a good time. And it's like, that's enough.
Yeah,
proof.
I mean, I've got some comic colleagues out there that got a few girls talking about them in a not so great way right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't have to worry about that happening, and I know that. So that's kind of why I would prefer the
right.
There, you know what I mean?
It was a perfectly legal, consensual, enjoyable evening that two adults loved. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate the time, and so the new podcast is out under the YMH umbrella. What's the name of that? Tell people where they can find it and where they can get you.
It's called it's just called The Josh Potter Show, and it's out every Tuesday morning on the YMH YouTube channel. Just so click subscribe on that. If you already subscribed to it, you already get it. And if not, go subscribe, and it'll come out every Tuesday. And it's on iTunes and all that for all the audio people, all the places you can listen to podcasts. And if you could rate and review and subscribe.
Yeah,
and
man.
that
it's
really
like
helps me out.
the day that we can figure out how to truly compel everyone to go rate, review, subscribe, and just get them to understand how much it fucking matters. It matters so goddamn much. Please just do it.
I was one of them. I was one of these people who had no idea. And now I'm in the world, and I'm getting the education of how much it means to it.
So hook your
Thanks
boy
for
up.
having me on.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Let's
Thank
do it again
you very
soon.
much,
All right.
Josh.
Have a good one.
You too, buddy. Have a great one.
Later.
Listen, if you made it this far into the video,
Which is far. Like, no one ever does that on the internet.
like it's the end. You made it to the end of the video.
full fucking video
You
you
watched
did.
the whole thing. So if you liked it and you watched the whole thing, why don't you subscribe?
It means you like us.
Click the subscribe button, because if you don't, I'm going to fucking murder John.
And I'm going to like it.
Kill him with my bare fucking hands.
Yeah.
And if you weren't sold on this video, there's plenty more. Watch what's next up and then subscribe. But just subscribe so I don't have to fucking kill him.
Well, I don't know. Do what you want, but subscribe. Probably.